Good people, good people, good people. Welcome to another edition of Commander's Wrap, where you get all your relevant Commanders news in 15 minutes. I am your host, Dr. Wonderful, Doctor of Writing, Professor of English, and avid Commanders fan, joined here by my co-host, Kevin Bain. Kevin, how are we doing today?
Doing great. I'm happy to be here. I hope everything is well with everybody, and looking forward to discuss a little football.
Yeah, it's all about football here at Commanders Wrap. We thank you all for tuning in. And a special shout out to our always and forever Facebook fans. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being the first ones to join us. And remember, thank you for riding with us. We're always going to ride with you. First, I'd like to, before we start our show today, I don't think we can begin, Kevin, without mentioning the news that broke earlier this week that Jonathan Allen has requested a trade from the Commanders.
Mm-hmm.
We'll discuss his request, what it means for the Commanders, and what Jonathan Allen's legacy would actually be for us. We'll discuss all of that in next week's episode of Commanders Wrap. Jonathan Allen is a complex case. So we're going to spend a lot of time talking to him. He's talking about him, excuse me. He's been a good soldier. And so we're going to spend the first segment of next week talking about all things Jonathan Allen. But for this week, you know what time it is, Kevin, right?
I do.
It's combine time. Combine just wrapped up this weekend, and as you and me, Kevin, we have discussed the Commanders have a lot of holes to fill. One could sit up here and say that they have similar holes to fill that they did last year, almost the same ones,
Yeah.
but especially at O line, right?
Yes.
Right. So we got a couple of guards that we're looking at in the combine. And Kevin's going to give us his analysis of two guard prospects that we have: Cincinnati Bearcat, Luke Kandra, and Georgia Bulldog, Clay Webb, two of the best. Go ahead and give us your analysis here, Kevin. What do you think of these guys?
Yeah, so I'll start off with Luke Kandra, Cincinnati Bearcat. He primarily plays at right guard. He was originally playing for Louisville for his first couple of seasons, and then he redshirted and followed his head coach of Louisville, Scott Satterfield, to Cincinnati and was there for a couple of seasons, which is actually his hometown. But yeah, he's a big boy at 6'4", 318, 320 pounds, and there's a lot to like about him. He's very quick for his size. He's a tenacious drive blocker who really plays with controlled violence and finishes through the whistle. He's proven to be a brick wall in pass protection, as he's only given up one sack in 24 straight games. That's really impressive. Seems to really have a high football IQ. He consistently identifies stunts pre-snap and he communicates adjustments, and he has no problem at all picking up delayed blitzers without hesitation. Uh, the only con that I could see, I watched a little bit of him on film, did a little bit of research about him. His hand placement sometimes can drift outside the defender's frame when he's fatigued, making him susceptible to holding calls at the next level. Um, with that being said, though, he's like an Iron Man. I think he logged in the fifth highest amount of snaps played in the nation at right guard. And just, yeah, I really like him. I think he could be an asset for us. Um, as far as Clay Webb goes, um, so he went to Georgia. He was initially playing center, but he wasn't getting a ton of playing time, and that could be due to a very talented O line there. After a couple of years there, he eventually transferred to Jacksonville State, and he's been with Jacksonville State for the last couple of years. He seems to excel as a run blocker, adequate pass protection. He does have versatility, which I like that, and he can play both guard and center. The cons for him, he's slightly undersized for a guard. Um, I was reading some of the statistics. He's 24th percentile, and his weight is about averaging the 53rd percentile. 6'3", 310, and then I seen another one where he was listed at 304. But either way, he needs to work more on his pass blocking. And yeah, I'm a bit iffy on him because he's really a late bloomer. He was with Georgia in 2019, 2020. Didn't play for 2 years, and then he went to Jacksonville State in 2023 and 2024. So while he has done solid with Jacksonville State, I just wonder if he would struggle against better competition. Going against SEC players is one thing versus which Jacksonville State CUSA players. There's a big difference in that, and yeah, I'm just skeptical how he would do at that NFL level.
I mean, I think that's a fair assessment. I will say this. I mean, we have a short track record with Adam Peters, but those kind of prospects that have started somewhere and went to other places to develop and become better,
Yes.
Adam Peters seems to like. He liked that in Jaden Daniels, and he certainly liked that in Sam Hartman.
Right.
People don't
Right.
talk about, but right, like he was still drafted, and they are two people that had something very similar in common. Not
Absolutely.
comparing, I'm just saying.
Yep.
Uh,
Absolutely.
but big question, Kevin, are either one of them there at 29?
I don't know if Kandra's there at 29. I think that's one of them close ones. With the draft, your team's always moving up and making moves, and you can kind of look at mock drafts, but they don't seem to always go how all these mock drafts think they're going to go. Kandra is really who I like. I don't know if he will be there at 29. Webb should be there. I'm just not 100% sold on him just yet. But yeah, I think Webb will be there, and I'm iffy on Kandra being there.
Okay, I guess we're gonna have to see, right? Not that long, not that long.
Nope.
A few weeks till free agency, and then combine, and then not the combine, but the NFL draft is right around the corner after that. So speaking of free agency, Kevin, we'll now shift to potential free agent guards since we're talking O line, and we're looking at Indianapolis Colt Will Freeze and Detroit Lion Kevin Zeitler, neither of which have been franchised or anything at this moment. Kevin, what do you got on these guys, and who do you got? Who do you like for us?
So with Will Freeze, he's young. He's only been playing for 4 seasons. Uh, he's arguably the Colts' most important free agent that they have. He was playing absolutely great, and I mean phenomenal for 5 or 6 weeks. But then he suffered that broken leg, which ended the season. Assuming his leg is healed, and if you can get him for a bargain price, then I think it could be worth the risk. If it was an older player and that type of injury, I'd be a lot more hesitant. But when you're younger, you have a better chance of coming back healthier and not re-injuring those same injuries. I'm thinking a 2-3 year deal. We're at $7 million, which I think is worth the roll of the dice. As far as Zeitler goes for the Lions, he's coming off a 1 year deal for $6 million with Detroit. Uh, this guy is absolutely amazing, and he's one of the best at right guard. He's played for a handful of teams, including the Bengals, the Browns, the Ravens, and of course, just last year with Detroit. I think he does it all really well. Run blocking, pass blocking, picking up blitzes, and durability is a big thing for him. He's played for 13 years and has 197 starts out of 198. Obviously, you don't sign a 13-year vet to a long-term deal, but with his proven durability, and if we need a 1 or 2 year fill-in, I'm all for it. And ultimately, yeah, the goal is to get younger at positions, right? But sometimes you only have but so many draft picks and so many young guys available, and you just have to do what you have to do. So I'm okay with either of those guys. But Zeitler, I think he's the better pick there.
All right, thanks, Kevin. I certainly think we need to get someone for sure. We need to get some people on O line. I always say I'm a big hoggette. I believe in O linemen. I believe in drafting them every single draft.
Yep.
So hopefully, or getting them in every single free agency.
Yep.
So hopefully one or the other is going to happen, right?
Yes, you know it. It's where it all starts, right? All starts and finishes with that offensive line. Uh,
Absolutely.
you got to have that
Absolutely.
O line, and it's got to be right for anything else to work.
Absolutely. So, thanks so much, Kevin. I will say that, hey, I'm excited. One way or the other, I'm excited about what we're going to do. On next week's episode, we'll spend a good portion, like I said, discussing the Jonathan Allen situation, and we'll answer a question from the Always and Forever Facebook crew about wide receivers. Seems we won't be getting away from this topic for a decent while. For Kevin Bain, I'm your host, Dr. Wonderful, Doctor of Writing, Professor of English, and avid Commanders fan. And this has been your weekly edition of Commanders Wrap, where you get all your relevant Commanders news in 15 minutes.